The most egregiously I've ever misunderstood a movie was 1917. Because when it came out in December of 2019, I felt I had been sold certain expectations on what this movie was. Specifically, I thought it was an action movie. I'd seen a lot of promotional material about the long, unbroken take and the movie's commitment to realism, and what I thought that meant was that this was an action war movie trying to present a realistic video game open world quest, essentially. Not that I wanted that, but I thought that that's what they were going for. So when the movie came out, my criticisms included things like the distance between locations not feeling right, or how the cast felt like a cavalcade of cameo NPC cutscenes. Because again, I was comparing this movie to action movie realism and to my expectations around World War II movies, which, as you can guess, is the wrong thing. And I was happy with this opinion for 6 years until finally a close friend recently asked me to give it another chance. And everything I'd misunderstood before suddenly felt so obvious. Back like a flood was all of the literature I remember reading from high school of trench poetry, nihilism, and futility. And suddenly I was able to give the filmmakers this benefit of the doubt that I wasn't able to give them before, which is that they were doing that on purpose and not whatever I expected them to be doing. That this wasn't a spectacle war movie about action sequences. This was trench poetry about the horror of World War I and being stuck in every situation. Because that's the point of the long unbroken take, not momentous action. The idea that no matter what's going on, good or bad, benign, banal, or horrific, you can't look away, you can't escape. There's no going home, there's no leaving the trench, there's no slowing down or speeding up, there's just being in what's happening. The unfairness, the boredom, the good luck, the bad luck were just passing through to the front, from one face to the next, at the will and convenience of other people, until by some grace, it can be over. And I don't consider myself a nihilistic person, but I love those ideas in art. In fact, one of my favorite poems is by trench poet Wilfred Owen, and now when I think of this movie, I think of that poem, and I love that, and I wouldn't have that connection if I had accepted the idea that my opinions on this movie, though negative, were objective and right and true and shouldn't be revisited. Because even though our biases and expectations feel like something we're stuck in, we can cut away at any time.